Hi, this is Mitch Mitchell of TT Mitchell Consulting. As you can see, I'm wearing this hat for the second day in a row. Video 14 in a row, 14 days in a row. And this is an interesting tale. It helps me to point out exactly what I mean by today's topic. Yesterday I went to my barber and my hair was kind of woolly. Well, look at the video on Thursday and Wednesday. You'll see what my hair looked like. You may have thought it looked okay, but no, it really didn't. As I'm getting older, the gray is taking over. The hair doesn't do anything. You can put oil on it. You can put grease on it. You can put gel on it. Hair just laughs at it all and says, I don't care about you. I'm doing what I want to do. So I go to the barbershop. Now I realize I'm going back out of town Monday. I'll be gone for 2 weeks. And when I come back, you're not going to get a haircut after 2 weeks. So when I leave again, I won't be back until the end of July. So basically, I'm going to be gone for about 5-6 weeks. So I said to the guy when I sat down in the chair, I'm going to be gone for a bit, so you need to make sure that it's low enough so that I won't need a haircut within 4 weeks because I won't have anyone to go to. And so in one of the fastest haircuts I've ever had, he basically proceeded to take it almost all off. And the only reason it's not totally off is because he didn't get a blade and shave my head. So I have bristle, but that's it. Rest of me looks bald. I was stunned when I saw it. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. But then I remembered that about 20 years ago, my goodness, it's 20 years ago, I was at another place and I had a haircut, and back then they did what was called a fade. I didn't even tell the guy how to cut my hair, but I had been cutting my own hair and it looked horrible. So basically they shaved the total sides of my head and then I had hair on top. And I was like, what the devil? I've got no hair on the side of my head. And I guess he had to do that because of what I had done, but it grew back. My hair always grows back. As a matter of fact, it's already starting to grow. I can already feel it. It's slightly higher than what it was. My hair grows pretty fast. It doesn't grow like what some people are used to seeing, but then again, I'm black. My hair is curly. However, this points out the thing about leaving things to chance. One of the faults that a lot of leaders do, a lot of companies have, is that they get people to do these things, and sometimes they'll even give them training, but they never tell them what the expected outcome is. They never tell them what the goal is. In essence, you leave everything to chance. You're expecting that everyone is just going to do the job with no idea of what the final outcome is going to be, hoping that whatever it is they do is going to produce the outcome that you're looking for. And what you find more often than not is that you don't get that outcome because no one else really knows why whatever it is they do is integral to the entire process. So one of the things I used to do is I used to have these meetings with the different departments that were under me, and we would talk about that. We would talk about, look, these are our number goals, and this is why we have to reach these number goals. Or these are our efficiency goals, and this is why we need to reach these efficiency goals. And we would always talk about that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every single person always remembered it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they actually all cared, but some people actually did care. The supervisors definitely cared because they knew that they were going to be evaluated based on this criteria. So it's always important to do that. And as a consultant, sometimes it's important to do that as well, where I'm talking about someone saying, look, this is partially our goal. Our goal is to get in this direction. Our goal is to eliminate as many errors as possible and grow this thing over here and be compliant, make sure we're following the law. And you point those things out because sometimes folks haven't had any of that. One of the things that happens quite often with what I do is I go into talk with people thinking, well, not anymore. I used to think that they had some real direction in what it is that they did, and most of the time what they said is, well, I walked in, they told me to do this. You track it back, and they say, well, when I got here, they told me to do this. And you track it back, and you find out that there's nobody left, most of the time there's nobody left who was actually the person who put the process into play. So when that happens, everyone else is just passing information along, and you know what that's like. That's like being in a classroom with 30 kids and telling the first kid something and then telling them to pass it around. It never ends up being the same thing. And by the way, that doesn't only happen with kids, it happens with adults as well. So if you're in a position of leadership, or you're the person who needs to have a specific outcome, you have to be willing to tell people what it is. Now, I will tell you the truth. When I usually go to the barbershop, I don't have specific rules. I don't say it has to look like Denzel Washington. It ain't gonna look like Denzel Washington. I don't say it has to look like Michael Jordan. It better not ever end up looking like Michael Jordan. What I say is it needs to be short, but I need to make sure I still have hair on top of my head and hair here. It has to look like I have hair. Cut it kind of short, make it even, but I have to look like I have hair. And they understand that because, you know, this is what they do. I've been going to the same barbershop for, oh my God, 37 years, 38 years? Let's see. Yeah, I've been going to the same barbershop a long time. And the same guy is pretty much been cutting my hair. He's only a couple years older than I am, it turns out. So they understand, him and his brother's son, they all get me and they understand that. It's when I just say, do whatever you want to, which is pretty much what I did the other day, that sometimes you leave it to interpretation and you go off course. And of course, you know, it is what it is. So, am I going to show you this? Not yet. It's probably coming. But think about this in your life. You know, when you go and you go to Burger King and you order a hamburger or whatever, don't you tell them your way? And isn't that what you expect to get? Yes. When you go to Subway and you order a sub and they ask you, you want this or that or whatever, you tell them because you want it your way. You don't leave things to chance so that you get home and find out that they put mushrooms and things on it that you don't like. Yeah, I don't like mushrooms. So, this is my thought. Don't leave things to chance, especially if you need a specific outcome. Mitch Mitchell of TT Mitchell Consulting Incorporated. 14. Let's see. Is that going to show up right? I don't know. Actually, I don't know how the video works, but this is 14. One more coming tomorrow. Y'all take care and have a great day.